So here we are in the day 9. We essentially have a converged set of results, and I wanted to display what this looks like. So as you can see, we have these folders with 200 and 300. We have a post-processing folder. Let's just first take a look at the results itself. So as we can see, this is our pressure. As expected, near to the range, we would have the highest sort of interaction with our particular range body. We want to take a look at the mesh even here. Let's not triangulate. Let's take a look at the values here. If we do hover cell on, the pressure value here is quite high. It's an 1126 pascals above our reference, and right behind we have sort of separation that is happening here, and near to the wall here we have negative pressure. As we can see, this is pretty much, or rather logically, this kind of makes sense. Similarly, around here we will still have a stronger separation. So here we should see stronger negative pressures. Great, makes sense. Let's take a look at our velocity as well. So yeah, velocity gives us a better clue into what's happening here. So points of highest pressure, stagnation points, there are at least 2 above and below this particular jaw, and inside, it's to be expected, there is no sort of fluid that is escaping our particular range. And closest to our particular wall, we have this gradient, very sharp gradient happening, and right behind we have faster separation that is occurring. Since this is 20 meters per second, it's still considerable. And behind we have this recirculation, or rather this separation zone that has occurred in this place. So logically this kind of makes sense. And let's just do one other thing here. So yeah, as we can see, around this particular range we can see the streamlines. Perhaps let's increase the streamlines. So we have the streamlines, as we can see here, around my particular range. Maybe in the stream tracer, let me increase the number of points maybe to 1000. I just want to see near to my range. There we go. So we have more points that go away from the range around this area, and the hypothesis of flow separation sort of makes sense around these regions. Even behind, we can see sort of recirculation happening around here. Let's try to add the glyphs as well. So we've added glyph. We have done the orientation with velocity, scaling with the pressure, scale factor of 1e-8, and for every 100th point, we are essentially, writing one glyph point. So here, this is quite interesting. Near to the boundary of my range, you can see that the glyphs are acting upward, and even near to the jaw, as soon as they hit this particular jaw, they move away from here, but nearer, there are still regions where it is still pushing upwards. So there's that. Yeah, this is interesting nonetheless. And around these blue regions of pressure, I'm very interested in how they are behaving. Behind the range, this is to be expected. There's a recirculation zone causing negative pressure. So there's that. Great. So this is for the, let's say, simple post-processing of how the range aerodynamics currently looks like, at least. But let's take a look at what we are here for, the CD graph. So here I have the CD graph. As we can see, initially as the iterations increase, the value had increased, but over 50 to 100 iterations, it still started converging to this particular value. The final converged value came out to 0.3405. This is closer to what you would expect to shapes that are, resembling our range that we have here. So this value makes sense. The setup we have, this also is validated because it tends to provide us what physically makes sense, and at the same time it gives us a realistic value of convergence for the coefficient of drag. So we will use the case setup that we have for integration with our optimizer, and we'll see in the next lecture, and we'll see in the next day how this essentially can take place. How can we integrate our OpenFOAM case setup with Dakota, the optimizer? So see you tomorrow.